Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Okay, so I get the idea. I don't know if later on you'll have to hit multiple truths with truth bolts in the same thing, but at least for now the idea is you have to just pick out the right statement for the right thing. And it definitely complicates things a bit.
It's kind of Phoenix Whitey.
Yeah, it is.
Why not? Because the sword sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
Oh,
This language is so good.
Yeah. I hate heavy, bulky, useless shit.
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Yes.
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
And here we're getting there.
So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening. So she grabbed the sword to defend herself, but then the culprit took that from her too. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Yeah, that doesn't sound convoluted at all. He
Yeah,
took the deadly web, and then took the not deadly web, and then wounded her with the not deadly web to kill her with the deadly web.
Exactly.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
Part of her body that shows she never used the sword. If you wanted to use the sword, which part of your body would you have to touch it with? Her palms.
Stomach.
Obviously. Just wielding the sword with her stomach.
The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Oh my gosh.
Like I said before,
Yes,
the
gold
gold coating on that
coating.
sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it.
I mean, I guess it has that in Phoenix Wright too, where they have to, like, sometimes they have to redundantly explain things just to make sure that it, you know, makes perfect sense where everything's coming from.
Yeah.
But still, you know, it's pretty obvious where the line of idea was going.
In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Sorry, but I don't think so.
That was a really weak one, Toko.
Why
She-
do that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, that too. But I'm just saying, like, oh man, he's gonna kill me! And you can wash my hands, they're dirty.
Yeah, I mean, even assuming that didn't kind of contradict the thing with her wrists, like, yeah, I don't think she would immediately go to wash her hands.
No, that's not it at all.
Oh, what? It is it, though. There's no way Sayaka washed the gold coating off her hands because certain regulation that talks about what happens in the bathroom at water. She's afraid of water.
Fade.
The water was off. That's, I mean...
It's off?
Yeah,
No.
the water's off at nighttime.
Just shower, but you wouldn't turn off the fucking sink, right?
I guess the sink is also off?
According to the Monokuma
Japan's
file,
weird.
Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime.
Okay,
right?
this place is starting to get really crappy. Like, the water shutting off at nightime is already pretty rude, but come on, you can't even wash your hands at nighttime? That's stupid. Like, this place sucks.
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower here yet.
Could be ugly.
Yeah.
No different. You smell like a big fat ugly donkey.
Jeez.
True, but don't insult his parents.
Oh, I feel bad for Fumi there. He didn't really deserve that. At least not in this situation.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
Okay, maybe you did deserve that, Hifumi. What does that even mean?
Maybe he likes donkeys.
Maybe so.
Obviously. So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
Yep. Han Solo fought first. What? No. It's Sayaka, not Han Solo.
Sayaka? She had the kitchen knife?
But we already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
And the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka?
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
You know, I appreciate even that statement from you, Kyoko. That's true. She wasn't a blameless victim in this. She sure wasn't.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own.
What?
She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation,
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct? Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
It certainly
Sayaka
is.
wanted to... on me?
Okay.
Yes.
She totally wanted to on you. God damn it.
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior.
Thanks, Byakuya. I don't know if that's an insult or a compliment, but I still like you.
She's cool. But I don't know, I mean, you guys barely believed us even with this, the way how things are. You wouldn't have believed us anyway.
True, they wouldn't have.
I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
You know, that's super sad. It means she only hung out with us to fucking flame us.
She really did. It just proves what a terrible person she was. I feel really bad for Makoto here. That's gotta be pretty devastating to your ego. Like, the one person you thought you really cared about in this place, and they tried to frame you for murder.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
Holy shit!
I don't know why that just the way that suddenly came up, like, surprised me. That's amazing. Holy shit!
He needs to live too.
He does, he really does. I like him a lot.
She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn.
You know, I have to say, I feel like Leon also has a really bad poker face. Like,
Wait, he isn't even a killer normally, so I guess
I
you
know.
don't expect him.
that is true. I shouldn't accept. It's just funny because if you didn't already suspect him of murder, he's been looking really suspicious, like, for a while in this case.
So why did he kill her?
Well, she tried to kill him, and I guess.
But
it was,
I mean, like,
don't know
after
if it was-
breaking her hand, wouldn't that have been good enough? Like,
Yeah.
actually killing her in her own room. Like, he must have known it. Like, it's very likely he would get found out.
Yeah, I don't know if he thought he would be found out or not. Maybe he just thought, you know.
Guess he
it
didn't
was
even know
a
the rooms
time
got
to-
switched.
Yeah. To be fair, Mono Bear did a really bad job of explaining
rules.
the rules. So it is a very distinct possibility he thought maybe he could just graduate off of someone who had tried to murder him. You know, I can't really say that's in the right. He did kill someone, but you know, I can see his logic there.
That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she planned to murder.
I guess the other thing is he might have known that he would be, like, someone would be found out, but he probably didn't think it would be, you know, him, like, because really, except for all of this, you know, convoluted other stuff that happened, what does lead him to her murder? Like,
Only
you know,
Leon's name.
yeah, only Leon's name is so far what we've discovered. So I think he has a lot of reason to believe, at least out of everyone, he might just be able to get off of, you know, no one having evidence against him.
Just hold on. That can't be true. Because...
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument. You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it.
You know, you're being really useful, Monokuma, but honestly, I think this is a pretty reasonable line of dialogue here. Talking about, you know, if Sayaka was the murderer.
Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
Is it really all over? Obviously, I'm committed to finding out who killed her, but what can I do? I mean, as far as clues go, there's nothing left.
Can you
Well-
save yet?
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like I'll have to try again, but I don't think I can save in between all of this stuff.
It's easy just
Dying
to say,
message,
hey,
though.
decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
Very well. Then let's review all the clues we've found up to this point one more time.
Do we really have time for all that?
Die!
Thanks, Toko. It's really useful.
We're all gonna die!
Okay, right. It's the second state.
Yeah. Oh. Oh. I can open up the menu, but I can't use it for saving. That'd be convenient. Yeah.
Alright, I guess this is a super long part.
Yeah, this has gone kinda long.
Gonna end it. Keep going.
Yeah, there's still one clue left, I'm sure of it. Sayaka left it on the wall she was leaning up against.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
No, he's wrong.
It's bullshit, there are more clues. That seemed a little unnecessary.
There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Dining. Wait, what did you say?
Yes, her dining message, the best
Dying
kind.
message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037. Written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
Well, before we get too far into that, I need to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
There's no question Sayaka wrote that message, and I can prove it. Huh?
Left index finger. Even though it's not perfect
Yeah.
evidence, the killer could have written it with her hand.
It's funny because we actually had that with the, one of the Phoenix Wright cases.
I know.
Okay, I was wondering if that's why you were thinking of it.
That could only be because
But it's not
she used
why.
that
Yeah,
finger to
I
write the
remember that.
message.
Yeah. Well, fair enough. You're definitely right. The killer could have just used her hand if he really wanted to. Though, to be fair, the killer probably would have written a better message, if he was the one to write it. Like, that's a very unclear
I
clue.
see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But still, what the heck do those numbers mean? 11037?
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
You're a terrible computer nerd.
It's because they're not numbers.
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
Huh? What? What?
No, it's just... look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two, 1-1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
I think it looks like Windows 10 should shut the fuck up. That has anything to do with anything, but, you know, Windows 10 bugging out Windows 10 stuff.
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1-1, but looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Whoa. You might have finally just said something worth a shit.
Wow. Why do you hate her so much?
I don't know, that's pretty harsh, Mondo.
Our little princess are really getting excited now.
Okay.
But even if that really is an N037, doesn't make any more sense than before.
Damn it, it's no use, I just don't know.
I do know.
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
I guess Kyoko's just gonna figure it out for us. Huh? Rotate it? I think maybe I see something.
Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right onto who did it.
So, whose name did she write?
Like his dying message reveals the killer's true name. If you turn her message 180 degrees, it should become crystal clear.
Makoto.
It's obvious.
I wanna see that.
I
But
know,
we can
I
have
really wish we could save.
Okay, do it, Leon.
Yeah. Wait, where's Leon? Oh, there he is. Sorry, Leon.
You know this how the dead guys still show up? I feel like there's gonna be a case where one of the killers is a dead guy.
Yeah, because we can still
Mystery was
go over
simply
them.
to rotate the writing 180 degrees.
That's actually a good point. So I guess we are gonna. It seems like we are gonna get into some complicated stuff, like maybe accomplices and other kind of things.
If you turn the message around, it becomes the letters L-E-O-N. L-E-O-N. Or more accurately, Leon.
What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence. It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
No, it's not random at all. She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it. In
You
that
know,
position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were.
this bitch either really fucking hated Leon or she just hates people. Because, like, she invites him over, tries to kill him, fucks it up, gets a zip kit, and then in her dying breath, she writes down his name so that he gets fucked over. It's because it's not like you can't even be like, oh man, this guy's a prick, he killed me. Like, he did it in kind of self-defense.
He kind of did. I wonder. Oh man. She certainly is a terrible person. She's also just terrible at spelling. Upside, I don't know.
I mean, fighting upside down.
I guess running upside down with a
death.
broken head. Yeah, fair enough.
And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
I'm not doing that.
Try it for yourself if you want. Get someone to stab you and then write something like she does while bleeding to death.
Like, I kind of understand the idea that they're showing, like, oh, you know, here's absolute proof, but seriously, who's gonna play this and go to the bathroom and, like, write something like that?
Excuse me for a minute. Never mind.
That sounds like one hell of a stretch to me. I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
If you're not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
The evidence that Leon tried to get rid of. It's that thing that I found in the ground in front of the incinerator. Oh, that one's pretty obvious. It's a burnt shirt piece.
I got it! You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right?
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them. And to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood, they threw it into the incinerator.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
You know, he probably should have just hid the shirt in his own room.
Being that you can't go in there, yeah.
Right, exactly.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked. Isn't that right, Leon?
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
You're right. That alone isn't enough. But there are some other points that may reveal the truth.
Are you finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are right here.
Only one truth prevails.
Yeah, I think so.
Gonna case closed.
Murder. Murder never seen.
The burnt remains of the burnt button-up shirt, which the killer wasn't able to get rid of. There's something about it we need to pay attention to in order to figure out okay. Oh, this one's hard. How it was disposed of, I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it! If you look closely at how the shirt was disposed of, we should be able to figure out who the killer is.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say. You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right? And obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either. You'd need the key to get in. And the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty. So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
You know, that's not true at all, but that's that's not a bad argument, Leon.
Yeah, I mean, at least he did his homework.
Yeah. Clearly, his body was not ready. No, that's wrong. It's another way to use the incinerator without being the one on cleaning duty. It's exactly what proves that Leon is the real killer.
Best reaction.
Yeah, I love that he's still like that, too. He's just so devastated. Shattered crystal ball.
trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to destroy the...
No.
No, that's wrong.
Sorry to listen to all of it, I just, you know, that
know.
was pretty blatant.
I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using the trash room key.
But if you can't get past the gate, you couldn't possibly turn on the incinerator, could you?
Kakarot!
She's just obsessed with her voice.
If you use this.
Her voice is pretty silly. If
Hello,
you use...
Not as silly as Celeste.
Yeah, fair enough. Use my gaping wide mouth. God damn it. Makoto's probably who suffers the worst. I really don't know. It still is so weird that they couldn't bother to draw one frame of him having his mouth shut. It's always this. Like, it's just. It's
At least he
such a
doesn't
weird
just like
neutral-
saliva or something.
I know. That's such a weird neutral expression to draw for the main character.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball,
But how would you use it?
Killer had to use the glass bowl in a certain way, which was so... I wish we could do all these stupid answers. They threw it.
The killer simply took aim at the incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate. All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
Someone threw a gap in the gate?
Remember what you said before, Hifumi?
Huh? Someone turned the incinerator on. Very strange. I'm quite certain it was off last time I was down here. Perhaps it was the work of a fairy.
The fairy did it. We are now the killer.
So the only way the incinerator could have been triggered without his knowledge.
It turns out that Navi is the true killer. Dun dun dun.
Was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening the gate. Once they got the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
Hey, come
See,
on.
he can do it.
What the hell is this?
I guess so. This is some pretty big gate fence things, though.
Yeah.
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room. The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
Wait, no, just hold on.
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right? The pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small. Could someone really do that?
That's right. There's no way. It'd be impossible.
I would know. I'm the best.
No.
Impossible? I don't think so. Because the killer is...
I'm the best. I know how impossible that is. It's bullshit.
I did not hit that switch. I did not.
Obviously, the ultimate fanfic creator is the best at sports, as we can all tell. I mean, he's secretly that's why he's shaped like a ball, because
Wait,
he
that's
secretly
why he
is
could
a
do
ball.
it if he was good.
Yeah.
Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right, Leon?
Yeah, if he were just the ultimate fraud. I always feel like maybe the ultimate clairvoyant is like some kind of weird translation thing where they probably called him something really insulting in Japanese that just didn't translate over.
Well, that was just supposed to be a joke. I don't know.
Yeah, it might just supposed to be a joke. I just feel like the way he doesn't seem to have any actual psychic abilities, it's, you know, it's a little odd that his name is as spot on as everyone else's. I mean, you know what I mean. Everyone else seems to actually have a spot on name.
Do you have any idea how stupid you sound right now?